Our top story here at 5, a shooting last night at a primary care clinic in Evergreen. Thanks for joining us. I'm Corey Rose.
And I'm Drew Carney. The Jefferson County Sheriff's Office says the shooter didn't wind up hurting anyone else, but did kill himself as deputies closed in.
9 News reporter Jennifer Meckles joins us live in Evergreen this morning, where it's not even been 6 months since another shooting at a school also rocked this community.
Yeah, and guys, I think that context is so important when we talk about what happened with this particular story here in Evergreen that is still in the process of healing from this serious and really just life-changing shooting that happened just about 6 months ago. So real quick, what happened yesterday happened at a primary care clinic right off of Evergreen Parkway on Ellingwood Trail. Right behind me, you'll see there is a Common Spirit primary care. It's in kind of a, I don't want to call it a strip mall so much, but a stretch of businesses here on this little side road. And again, we want to be very clear, nobody inside that business, no patients, no healthcare staff were injured. The shooter killed themselves, but that was the only person who was injured or killed in this particular shooting. And you can just understand, though, as a community, when you hear like an active shooter call here in Evergreen, it's just a different reaction. It's just a different sigh of relief. It's a very different story in a community where this had just happened. This morning, by the way, guys, there is still police vehicles outside with lights on. The entire parking lot is still taped off. This happened yesterday afternoon. So let me take you back in time just to kind of give you an idea of what we know did happen. Sheriff's Office says calls came in around 4:30 in the afternoon from people who said they heard shots being fired in this set of businesses over here. Again, one more time, I'm going to tell you, nobody in that care center got shot. Jefferson County sheriffs tell us that the shooter killed himself before they moved in, that they, the sheriff's department, never fired a shot at him. As deputies went through and cleared the building, they said they found bullet holes, broken glass, other evidence that shots had been fired inside the building. And again, as we talk about the context here, this community, regardless of what happens, anytime you get a call like that or you're hearing gunfire, it's just going to feel different in a community still healing after the shooting at Evergreen High School about 5-6 months ago when a student shot 2 classmates and killed himself.
Oh, I was running on the treadmill, and one of the gentlemen that works operation and maintenance came running down the stairs and started yelling at everyone and told us to take our headphones out. And immediately my reaction was unfortunately thinking that this was what it ended up being. And he said that there was an active shooter outside in the parking lot.
So Common Spirit shared a statement about their primary care team here just yesterday, saying that they are grateful that their team members and their patients are all safe and accounted for and physically unharmed after the shooting. But again, like everyone else on the context of this story, recognizing that this is a particularly difficult situation for anyone in this Evergreen community, guys. Every situation, every shooting, any crime scene is different from the last, but you cannot ignore the greater feelings, resiliency, healing of a community at the same time, and just respect the fact that it's really tough in a place like this that's already dealt with so much in the last couple of months.
It's so true. Your heart goes out to Evergreen community for sure. Jennifer, thank you. Let's take a live look outside right now. A heads up for drivers today. Expect to see a lot of cyclists on the road as it is winter bike to work day. If you're participating in bike to work day today, there's going to be stations across the metro area offering free coffee and snacks. Organizers say the day is all about community, fresh air, and fun, whether you're a seasoned rider or you're dusting off the bike for the first time in a while.
Also, if you're participating, you're an animal. Let's turn it over to Katie LaSalle. Katie, bike to work day in mid-February could be a dicey idea, but actually it's not too bad out there this morning.
Around the Denver area, dry conditions, so roads and sidewalks, but it is chilly. Definitely want to have the coat on. My hands always get cold riding bikes, so gloves that could be helpful for you if you're out and about early on. We'll be hovering here in the low to mid 30s this morning, mostly clear skies. So taking us through our planner, 6 o'clock at 32 degrees, and then for the afternoon, it will be relatively mild. Increasing cloud coverage, highs in the upper 50s. That's more than 10 degrees above average for this time in February. So mild for the metro area, dry for the first half of the day, then more mountain snow. This is great. The winter weather advisories have expired, but if you do have plans heading to, from, in, and around the mountains, especially after 4 o'clock this afternoon, be prepared for winter driving conditions. So here's the timing. Not all of our high country will see that snowfall, but it will be moderate to even heavy at times up near Winter Park. The I-70 drive impacted by that snowfall. This is right around 9 o'clock tonight. A rain snow mix into the foothills, potential near Boulder into downtown Denver of seeing a brief rain shower roll through, and then clearing statewide Valentine's Day tomorrow. A lovely forecast, upper 50s and sunshine before even warmer weather returns through the end of the weekend. Details still to come. But Brianna, how are roads looking right now?
Yeah, right now we're looking really great for a Friday morning. So getting you out the door, a live look from 2 of our CDOT cameras, whether you're heading maybe to Denver International Airport, taking I-70 and Brighton Boulevard. I'm not seeing any slowdowns on those east and westbound lanes. And then I'm also giving you a live look from I-70 right near the Eisenhower Johnson Tunnel. Traffic, again, very, very light, but it is President's Day weekend. So I'm sure I-70, especially westbound, will be a mess throughout the weekend. I do want to get to your drive times. A lot of green, no crashes to report. So along 225 right now, take advantage because we're only seeing a 10-minute drive. And then same story for anyone down in Castle Rock. Taking northbound I-25, heading up to 225, you're looking at a 15-minute drive.
All right, thanks, Brianna. Starting tonight, the state is upgrading its DMV system. So because of this, DMVs across Colorado will either be closed or have limited hours over the next week. This is going to impact all Denver area locations. Online services and DMV kiosks will also go offline at 7 o'clock tonight and remain unavailable until next Tuesday. All DMV offices were already going to close on Monday for President's Day, but Denver County DMV offices will stay closed on Tuesday and Wednesday and are expected to reopen next Thursday, the 19th.
Ring has canceled its partnership with Flock. The announcement comes after they received backlash from their Super Bowl ad. The commercial touted a search party feature that uses AI to help locate lost pets. When the feature is initiated, it activates a network of participating Ring cameras, which then scan footage for images resembling the missing dog. Meanwhile, Flock operates a network of automated license plate readers and sells access to that software to customers that include law enforcement agencies. Ring's decision to cancel its partnership with Flock also comes as tech companies face growing pressure to re-examine their work with those federal agencies.
Aurora Fire has a new fire station less than 1 year after their old one was demolished. So the old Station 9 was torn down last March because officials say it was just too small and also showed signs of structural damage. Aurora Fire opened up this new Station 9 this week with more dorm rooms, updated living space, and a larger apparatus bay. A public ribbon-cutting ceremony is set for next month.
It looks nice. Firefighters save lives. They're called to scenes and see things that are unimaginable for most people. And because of that, their mental health often takes a toll. Aurora Fire Rescue is taking a proactive approach to help out these local heroes. The department now has 3 therapy canines to do routine station visits, and they'll be available for support after critical incidents. The pups will help firefighters decompress, manage stress, and take care of their well-being.
When the dog comes in, they have the opportunity to not work, to just relax, to spend time with just their crew and the dogs, which just allows them to feel human again.
Yeah, whatever helps out. Aurora Fire officials add that they're doing this to help their crews have long and healthy careers. The FBI is providing new identifying details about the suspect seen in video on the porch of Nancy Guthrie's home the morning she disappeared.
The 84-year-old mother of Today Show anchor Savannah Guthrie was dropped off at her home the night of January 31st. She has not been seen by her family since. So this right here is the type of backpack that the FBI says the suspect is seen wearing in the video. It's a black 25-liter Ozark trail hiker pack. Investigators have also expanded the search area around Guthrie's home in Tucson after finding a pair of black gloves near the side of the road yesterday. They're checking those gloves for DNA. Yesterday, Savannah Guthrie posted another video on Instagram. It included the text, "Our lovely mom, we will never give up on her. Thank you for your prayers and hope."
This is just a reminder that Nancy Guthrie is not a victim. She's not a news story. She's a mother, she's a grandmother, she's loved by her family, and they are willing to talk to whoever to bring her home safely.
The FBI says it's received more than 13,000 tips since February 1st, but with no suspects in custody. Authorities are now raising the reward for information leading to an arrest in this case, boosting it from $50,000 to $100,000.
Now to a live look at the Capitol. A partial government shutdown is looming. Yesterday, a measure to fund the Department of Homeland Security failed to advance on the Senate floor. Senate Democrats came together to block the full-year DHS funding bill. All other government agencies have been fully funded through September, but money for DHS got held up after Democrats demanded reforms in its immigration enforcement operations. They took that stance after federal agents killed 2 U.S. citizens in Minneapolis last month. Nearly all DHS workers will remain on the job, but many will not get paid until Congress passes a funding bill. The deadline to fund DHS is actually on at tonight, but Congress is off all next week for the President's Day holiday. Many senators left after casting their final votes. However, GOP leader John Thune vowed to call them back to Washington if Democrats somehow strike a deal with the White House.